working with Dr. Moses, who is sitting right there, and we are promoting intergenerational learning throughout Uganda. This is Easter, a time of when our Lord Christ was risen, and when we talk about intergenerational learning, we're talking about the revival of family life.
Thank you, Valerie. Turn to the order of service.
I'm going to tell you a little thing that I recorded for a church here in Uganda. I hope you like it. Abolo Uganda Mukristi Mukama Wafe Yebeziwi. I know that's not quite right. I took the text from Psalm 78, which tells us to teach our children the mysteries our fathers taught to us. We did the speech during Easter, and that was very appropriate, because in encouraging learning across the generations, we're talking about a rebirth of family and community life. By God's grace, we now live in a technological age with wonderful new gifts that enable us to record and share the mysteries our fathers taught to us. These new tools have brought about the fastest changes to the way we live than ever before. We need to take stock to talk about where do we go from here. We're at a crossroads. Actions we take now are vital to our survival. The digital revolution has left many of our elders feeling that their skills are undervalued. By asking them to become teachers to the younger generations, sharing their skills and knowledge, history, culture, will help them realise that their skills are important to our communities. We need to revive the old African saying, it takes a village to raise a child. When we lose the knowledge of our elders, it is gone, lost forever. But it needn't be like that anymore. We don't need to lose that knowledge. We now have the technology and the manpower to record all the knowledge, all the skills of our fathers before it's too late. School by school, community by community, using just mobile phones and cameras, we can record everything. We can take photos, even films like this, before it's too late. Film is one of our older technologies, and it can be remastered forever. Then we can put those films and photos on a computer, upload them onto Learn with Grandma YouTube channel, so that via the World Wide Web we can all share those skills and knowledge to our descendants and around the world. We managed very well before modern technology. Throughout the ages, man has invented new ways to do things, and some people have embraced them and others have stood aside. The speed these new technologies have spread has taken our breath away. Many older people have adopted the new ways. I have. But I must admit I wasn't talking to begin with. My son insisted that I should at least take a look at what these new tools could do. I was amazed. There was so much on the World Wide Web, and we can all add to that information store. I learnt a lot from my grandma. I was very ill when I was little, and this old lady used to tell me stories, wonderful stories. She very rarely left the village, but she travelled in her mind. Sadly, I don't even have a photo of her, and I've forgotten most of the stories. How I wish we'd had these technologies when she was alive. I could have shown my grandchildren the wonderful woman who refused to let me die and inspired me to believe that I would do the things she dreamt of. She'd be thrilled to know I'd made it to Uganda, something that I never imagined in my wildest dreams that I'd ever do. I urge you, record your elders, save their precious stories and skills. Skills are very important before it's too late. We need teachers and priests, doctors and nurses, bakers, plumbers, technicians. I suppose we need lawyers and accountants, but we need a farmer 3 times a day. Many of the older skills that sustained man throughout the millions of years before IT was invented could still help people earn a living today. To tap into the skills and knowledge of older people, we need to bring the young and old together to enjoy each other's company. To young people, these new tools are not new. The young can help older people understand what IT can do. As they work together, learn together, and respect each other's skills, they will gain each other's trust, learn from each other, and help build a library of all the mysteries of the past, so that future generations can benefit from that knowledge. It took me a while to understand what the new technologies can do and how important it was that I spread the message. I'm a granny on a mission. I'm going to do my little bit to help our world a little bit better, and I pray that you will be inspired to join us. I'm very excited to tell you that working with KAWA, a Ugandan organisation working in partnership with the Ugandan government, I, as patron of KAWA, will open the first digital inclusion centre while I'm here in Uganda, using some buildings paid for and supported by the UK government, but left to the community when the project came to an end. Digital inclusion centres will be opened throughout Uganda. I'm thrilled to have done my little bit to help this project, and will work with KAWA and the local communities to ensure that this project will generate enough income to be self-sustaining and provide lasting benefits to the community. So no foreign power will be able to say, sorry, we've come to the end of this project. I love that I live in a tiny village in the Welsh Hills, and I'm in contact with people all over the world. It's magic. I love that I can speak and see my son and grandchildren in America via Skype. It's not as giving them a hug, but it is the next best thing. And I started speaking to schools via Skype too. I love it that using what God and man's ingenuity have created, we can build a global network to show and spread good news. Many older people do use modern technologies. Others might like to try but are afraid that it's too difficult. It really isn't difficult. If I can learn it, you can. I'm 72, you know. Well, I was when this film was taken. Young people will be the teachers and show the older generations what IT can do. Let me tell you a little story of a lady who's gone from us. Professor Wangari Maathai was the first African woman to be awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. She showed women how to collect seeds and grow trees. She explained how the trees would bring life and water back to the community. Now, amazingly, over 51 million trees have been planted in Kenya. Over 30,000 women trained in forestry and other trades, helping them to feed their families, earn a living, and preserve their land. Wangari has gone, but whole communities in Kenya are benefiting from her ideas. She was an exceptional person who showed many people in Kenya how to live better lives, helping their families and their communities. It is idealists like her who changed the world, but we can do our little bit too. We too can use IT to show what we're doing and inspire others to follow their example, our example. We can work across the generations and across international barriers to make our world a little better. I'm doing it now. We have the skills, we have the manpower, and we have the technology. Most people think the Earth is parcelled up into individual countries, but the lines on the map that separate us don't actually exist. We all live together on this little planet. It's our home. Our home is a huge spaceship hurtling through space with no means of refueling. We need to use our resources wisely, and that includes our people. Most of us don't know what to do. The problems of the modern world are so vast. Where do we start? There's no single answer, but we can do little things to help. My granny used to say, great things are achieved by doing a little thing today. First, we need to understand each other's problems. Things are happening in the world that increasingly affect people all over the world. Last October, the impossible happened. USA ran out of money. USA ran out of money. 800,000 state employees did not receive their salaries until America borrowed more money. Every year, America spends more than it earns and gets deeper into debt. At the moment, it doesn't matter because America has great assets, but richer countries are not a bottomless pit of money. Think, if you had a rich old uncle, he has a beautiful home with lots of nice things and he wants to help you, but he's got lots of dependents, more than he can feed. We grow enough food to feed everyone, but millions go hungry. There are people who go hungry in richer countries too. Every country has its rich and poor, the haves and the have-nots. Young people are our future, but too many of them are unemployed. Here and in Africa and around the world, over half the young people in Spain cannot find work. Young people and those over 50 are the most seriously affected by unemployment. Technology can help, but not technology alone. We also need bread. We need all the skills that sustained us before modern technology divided the generation, but we can use the same technology to bring the generations back together. So what can you do? Well, I met Dr. Moses Wamanga. He was then in charge of IT in a school in Jinja. After he heard me speak, he wrote to tell me that he was going to give up his job. He wanted to travel around Uganda spreading this message of using technology and encouraging the generations to work together. He asked if I could help him financially. I had to explain that I am rich. I have 3 children, 7 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. I was never able to save. I'm retired now and my only income is the state pension. I could not support him, and anyway, neither his wife nor I thought he should give up his job. I suggested that he asked his teacher, his head teacher, if he could run a seminar in the school. She said yes. He was worried that not many people would come. We had no money to pay their travel costs or feed them. So I suggested he invite more people, more teachers. I thought those who were really interested would come and we could start with them. 203 teachers came at their own expense. The Ugandan government was so impressed by his initiative that they took him out of the school to run seminars throughout the country. By doing a little thing, Moses is helping to spread this message. It changed his life, the lives of his family, and that of many people throughout Uganda. He followed my advice and he took action. Now he teaches teachers all over Uganda. With the new digital inclusion centres, we can start spreading this message into the community, and you can be part of this mission. First step is to join Learn with Grandma Uganda on Facebook. Then we can communicate. You'll be able to load your films there and onto the brand new Learn with Grandma YouTube channel. There are already 18 Learn with Grandma groups on Facebook, from Ukraine to Uganda. Let's see how far we can spread this message of loving thy neighbour. I'm just a granny. I live in a tiny village in the mountains in Wales. But we're neighbours in this global village. With help from our Lord and the wonderful new tools that man has developed, we can all share and help each other. Let's join together, my brothers, my sisters, and Christ, and do the little things we can. In the name of the Father, Amen.